I am speaking to you now with a weight that presses on the walls of your heart because it is time to stop pretending you don't feel what has been swelling inside your spirit. This is personal. This is direct. This is not for crowds or chatter or performance or the opinion of anyone who does not carry your name in their breath when they pray. You have been drifting between courage and hesitation, and heaven has watched you count the cracks in the floor instead of stepping forward. You have asked for signs, and signs answered you. You have asked for timing, and timing arrived. You have asked for protection, and protection has surrounded you so thoroughly that even your own doubts have been running out of places to hide. I am drawing near to announce what your bones already suspect. Tonight is a turning of locks, a rearrangement of pathways, a surprise that will try to wear the mask of fear, but it is not fear, it is the unfamiliar shape of your next blessing. The shaking you sense is not a collapse, it is the doorframe adapting to the new width of the miracle that must pass through it. I have seen your private tears that never touched your pillow because you wiped them away while they were still warm. I have seen you protect people who did not protect you, and I have seen you forgive people who were still rehearsing their next excuse. I have watched you carry promises that felt heavier than your capacity, and I have seen you give thanks with empty hands while you waited for your hands to be filled. I know where you feel small. I know where you feel late. I know where you feel broken. But what appears small to you is the exact size of the doorway I built for this hour. What you call late is right on time in a timeline that is larger than your calendar. What you call broken is the place where light has been sneaking into your life and multiplying. You are not invisible to me. You are not one of many, you are the one I am speaking to now. I have threaded your days with protections you never noticed. I kept you from rooms that looked golden but were poisoned at the baseboards. I interrupted conversations that were strung like traps. I let certain people misunderstand you so they would leave before they had a chance to steal the part of you I am about to use. I guarded your sleep when shadows leaned against your window, not to threaten you but to test the angles of your courage. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to settle you, to strengthen you, to prepare the stage for the moment you have been resisting because it looks too loud for someone who has learned to whisper. You have survived a long season of mixed signals, and you have called it confusion. I call it training. The reason you could not plant your flag in old ground is because I would not allow you to build a permanent home in a temporary wilderness. You were never meant to decorate the hallway, you were meant to pass through it. You were never meant to maintain the scaffolding, you were meant to inhabit the finished house. You were never meant to keep returning to the same lesson, you were meant to graduate into ease. You do not have to earn my affection with performance. You do not have to earn safety by shrinking. You do not have to apologize for the way your name is about to ring with favor. I am not putting you on display for entertainment. I am putting you in place for purpose. I hear your heart asking whether you are strong enough for what is arriving. Hear me clearly, strength is not a requirement of entry, strength is a result of encounter. I am not choosing you because you have no fear. I am choosing you because fear has no final word when I speak. You ask whether you are pure enough, ready enough, trained enough, chosen enough. I say that my choice is your cleansing, my timing is your readiness, my presence is your training, and my whisper is your appointment letter. You have asked for evidence and I have answered with endurance. You have asked for an earthquake and I have answered with a compass. You have asked for a crown and I have answered with a steady hand. I have given you the gift of not giving up, and that gift has been quietly building a ladder beneath your feet. I know what has been moving in your house. I know the tension in the hallway and the way the air sometimes changes at the edges of your rooms when you are alone. I know the unspoken arguments, the strange coincidences, and the messages that arrive with a tone that tries to dominate you. I know where suspicion has planted its roots. I know the flutter of unease you feel when a certain name appears on your screen. I know the dreams that wake you before dawn, and the way you sit up and listen to nothing, and how that nothing aches with meaning. I have not left you alone to discern these things by yourself. I have placed sentries over your thresholds and a clarity in your spirit that will not be silenced. You are not imagining the alert. You are hearing the bell I hung in your chest. I am sending help into your night. Do not measure it with the yardstick of old rescues. Do not compare it to the way I have intervened before. This time is different because you are different. This time is quieter but stronger. This time is tender but decisive. This time is not about winning an argument or proving a point. This time is about locking a door you could not lock in previous seasons because you were still waiting for permission to protect your peace. This time you have my permission. This time you have my insistence. This time you have my seal. There are transitions that happen in daylight with witnesses and applause. There are also transitions that happen at night when the house is still, when heaven moves furniture without scraping floors, when I sign new deeds while you breathe, when the morning arrives and you wake up inside a room that feels the same but holds a future that has shifted to receive you. Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. Hear this as urgency without panic, command without cruelty, love without compromise. Michael is not pleading because heaven is weak. He is urging because your moment is ripe. He stands at your threshold to bar what should not pass and to usher what must. He is a blade of clarity and a shield of calm. He does not shout to scare you, he raises his voice to drown out the noise of lesser claims. When he says open this now, he means open your attention, open your obedience, open your willingness to do the simple things that change everything. Close the portals of gossip, silence the echo of self-accusation, bless your rooms with gratitude out loud, remove any object that carries the ache of old bondage, forgive what is ready to be released, refuse what is trying to reattach, and stand upright in your name as I call it with favor. Tonight, something will try to introduce itself as trouble, but it is actually truth entering with its sleeves rolled up. Do not negotiate with a memory that never kept you safe. Do not hand the keys of your peace to someone who never learned how to hold keys without losing them. Do not step back from the line I have drawn to make room for anyone's chaos. A communication may arrive. A confession may surface. A mask may tilt. A plan against you may unravel before it even fully forms. A door you thought required more knocking may swing because the latch was already lifted. A presence may visit your atmosphere, a stillness so clear that you will know it is not ordinary. None of this is to terrify you. All of it is to move you. You ask, how will I know it is you? Because fear will not be steering. Because dignity will not be sacrificed to get relief. Because peace will not be an afterthought, it will be the architecture. Because the instruction you hear will not ask you to harm or to hate, it will ask you to choose clean boundaries, speak light, and prepare room. Because what arrives will not demand that you shrink, it will require that you stand. Because even the hard things will taste like freedom in the back of your throat. I do not arrive in your house like a trespasser, I arrive like the owner returning with better plans and new blueprints. I do not invite confusion to live with you, I evict it. This is also a night of retrieval. Pieces of you that were left behind in old conversations, in rooms where you were not believed, in seasons where you were too tired to explain yourself, are being collected and returned. You will notice fresh energy for tasks that used to drain you. You will recognize yourself in the mirror again. You will feel syllables of courage forming in your mouth, and you will speak them without apology. I am returning your name to your own custody. I am returning your time to your own schedule. I am returning your creativity to your own hands. I am returning your laughter to your own lungs. I am returning your choices to your own heart. I am returning your peace to your own pillow. Do not sabotage your own doorway with nostalgia for what hurt you. You are allowed to let go of rituals of self-doubt that made you feel responsible for other people's storms. You are allowed to step out of the costume of the peacemaker when peacemaking always meant your silence. You are allowed to turn down the volume of drama and turn up the music of discipline. You are allowed to be safe. You are allowed to be chosen. You are allowed to be new. My choosing of you does not accuse anyone else, it simply announces my purpose through you. Those who will walk with you can celebrate without trying to own the celebration. Those who will not walk with you are still loved, but they cannot lead. This is not cruelty. This is order. Prepare your space. Speak blessing into the corners of your rooms. Walk through the doorway and declare that this house belongs to peace. Remove what drags your heart backward. Place by your bed a paper and something to write with, for I will speak to you in the moment between wakefulness and sleep, and the words will be steady, and clear, and practical. Drink water. Breathe deeply. Light cannot be hurried, but it can be invited, and tonight you are the host. Do not chase distractions that arrive dressed as emergencies. Choose the small obedient actions that plant the flag of peace. If you must answer a message, answer with dignity and brevity. If you must decline an invitation, decline with grace and finality. If an old door rattles, let it rattle and stay locked. Archangel Michael says, "Open this urgently." So open the part of you that resists goodness and tell it the truth: goodness is not a trap. Open the part of you that expects disappointment and tell it the truth: disappointment is not your destiny. Open the part of you that believes you must always struggle and tell it the truth: struggle taught you strength, but strength is not the same as constant suffering. Open the part of you that keeps accounts of every slight and tell it the truth: you are not a ledger, you are a living person deserving of rest. Open your hands to receive what will not fit into clenched fists. Open your windows to let out air that no longer serves your breathing. Open your mouth to bless your own name without shame. Open your night to the rearrangement I am orchestrating. There is a blessing that carries your measurements. It will not slip from your shoulders. It will not require you to imitate someone else's voice. It will not demand that you fake your joy. It will fit. It will hold. It will travel with you. Part of tonight's shock is how gentle it will feel inside a story that used to be rough. Part of tonight's surprise is how calm you will remain while the old alarm tries to sound. Part of tonight's sign is that rest will come to you even without perfect circumstances. Rest will come because you have finally believed that I am in your circumstances. You will notice the difference between loud and strong. You will notice the difference between urgent and frantic. You will notice the difference between holy fire and human rage. Choose the fire that refines and warms. Refuse the fire that burns down your own rooms. There is also clarity arriving about a person, a pattern, or a promise that has been dangling. You will feel the release to stop guessing. You will receive the dignity to stop begging for crumbs when I have set a table. The answer will not humiliate you, it will liberate you. If truth stings, let it sting, and then watch how the sting fades into clean skin. If truth comforts, let it comfort you without arguing. If truth reassigns your steps, let your steps be reassigned without writing an essay to justify them to people who prefer you wounded. The ones who love you for real will recognize you healed, and they will protect that healing with you. The ones who loved your weakness will complain, but their complaints are not your compass. Do not fear the unfamiliar silence after you choose yourself with me. That silence is not abandonment, it is incubation. Do not rush to fill it with voices that kept you busy but not blessed. Let the quiet grow strong roots. Let my presence be thick in that space. You will touch the edges of a destiny that has been waiting for your yes, not because your yes is the only one I could have used, but because your yes tunes you to the music I wrote for your life. This is not about being better than anyone else. This is about being brighter than your former self. This is not about winning a competition. This is about completing a calling. Your house will feel different after tonight. The stairs will remember your feet. The doors will open with less resistance. The air will be less heavy. This is not superstition, this is fruit. When peace takes root, it changes the yield of a home. When gratitude becomes the language of the rooms, arguments run out of oxygen. When boundaries are blessed, intrusions learn to keep their distance. Expect this. Expect laughter to return at unusual times. Expect productivity to flow without the old self-punishment. Expect conversations that are short and honest. Expect invitations that honor your schedule. Expect ideas that feel like they have been waiting at the border of your mind. Expect the kind of favor that does not arrive dressed in envy's colors. I am setting things in order, and I am doing it with your cooperation, not your exhaustion. You are not required to sprint through this night. You are required to agree with what I say. I say that you are protected. I say that you are provided for. I say that you are wise. I say that your house is covered. I say that your thresholds are guarded. I say that your sleep is blessed. I say that interruptions are filtered by heaven's gate. I say that what is not for you cannot stay. I say that what is for you cannot be stolen. I say that you will know the difference swiftly and kindly. I say that the shock of tonight will be the shock of relief. I say that the urgency of tonight will be the urgency of purpose rising like a lion within you, quiet and unstoppable. Take your place. Close your eyes and breathe in the assurance that you are not alone. Whisper your own name and bless it. Speak life into the walls. Thank me for this turning. Invite Michael to stand where you sometimes feel most uneasy. Ask no permission from fear. Ask no opinion from doubt. This is your appointment. This is your hour. This is your home becoming a sanctuary for the future I promised you. When you wake, write what you remember. When you step, move in peace. When you speak, let your words be clean. When you decide, let your yes be yes and your no be no. The night is not an enemy, it is a veil under which I deliver gifts. The morning is not a test, it is the unveiling of what I finished while you rested. You are safe. You are seen. You are chosen. You are ready. Archangel Michael says, "Open this now," and I add, "I am here. I will not leave. I will not change my mind about you. I will not abandon your house to chance. I have counted your days and found tonight. I have counted your tears and decided they have watered enough ground. I have counted your seeds and declared harvest. Let what must end, end without ceremony. Let what must begin, begin without fear. Remain in the calm that moves with you like a river. Be gentle with yourself as you receive what is heavy with joy. And when the moment settles and the quiet blooms, know that the shock was never against you, it was for you. It was goodness arriving in a form strong enough to be noticed, tender enough to be kept, holy enough to transform your house into a place where hope recognizes its own voice. Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. Something shocking will happen in your house tonight. Open this urgently. I am the Lord who sees you when you feel unseen, who hears you when your voice trembles behind a locked jaw, who knows the secret weight you carry like a stone in your chest. I am not far. I am here, and I am speaking so you will not mistake coincidence for calling, nor misread the pressure as punishment. Child, I am near to those who tremble, and I am nearer still to you. I placed a watch at your door and lit a flame in your night, and though the shadows stretch long and loud, they will not swallow you. Listen with your heart, because I am threading a line of fire through your house tonight to separate what is mine from what is not, to break agreements you did not know you had made, and to lift the veil from what pretends to be harmless but plots to drain you. Do not fear the phrase, something shocking, for it is not a disaster I send but a revelation. It is not a curse I allow but a curtain I pull. I am the God who exposes schemes before they ripen, and I am moving through your rooms with a lamp in my hand. You have asked me for swift answers, and you have wondered why the hours dripped by like wax on a slow candle. You looked at the clock and thought, where are you? I was preparing you to carry what I am about to put into your hands without it breaking you. I was hardening your roots beneath the soil so that when the sudden wind of blessing comes, your life will not be uprooted by the very abundance you prayed for. There is no delay in me that is not protection, there is no silence from me that is not an invitation to lean closer. The enemy loves to whisper during the in-between, but he will be muzzled in front of you tonight. I am giving you a sign inside your house, something unmistakable, something you did not arrange, something that will cut through your doubt like a key through a sealed lock. When you see it, do not say, perhaps, say, surely the Lord has spoken. There is a conversation that was planned without you, a decision about your life in which your voice was counted as zero. I have entered that conversation. I have put a confusion in the counsels of those who flatten truth and call it necessary. You feared you would be outmaneuvered, outnumbered, out-resourced, but you are not outgoed. Before their sentences finish, I will scatter every agreement that was stitched with deceit. I have sent Michael to stand guard at the edge of your threshold, to enforce a divine injunction against predators who smile in daylight and steal in darkness. He does not carry a dull sword. He stands for you as one who knows his assignment, to make your house a border the enemy cannot cross and to escort out what does not belong. When you hear the unusual quiet that follows, do not be alarmed by the sudden stillness. That silence is the sound of schemes collapsing. You have kept one object in your house that carries a weight you did not perceive. It is not the object itself that is dark, it is the memory attached to it, the agreement sealed around it, the sigh you release when you touch it. Tonight I will highlight it to you. When you recognize it, release it. You will not mourn it, you will feel your chest expand as if a window were opened in a stale room. This is not superstition, this is sanctification. Your atmosphere matters because you matter, and you are crowned with purpose. I am not angry with you, I am jealous for you. I will rearrange your shelves if I must, but I prefer to rearrange your certainty. You are not small, and I did not write you a story of almost. There is a message for your name only, and I am placing it in your path. I am not speaking in riddles designed to humiliate your hunger, I am speaking in signs designed to reward your yes. When you feel the sudden urge to step into the quieter room, obey. When you feel the nudge to open the book you set aside, obey. When the phone buzzes and something in you says, "Not now," obey. Yielding in little moments is how you meet me in large ones. Tonight, a door you believed was jammed will groan forward, the hinge that squealed rebellion will yield. You thought your prayers bounced back from the ceiling. No, your prayers were clay in my hands, and tonight I shaped them into a key. I saw the tears you hid because you thought joy would be offended if it discovered your grief. Joy is not threatened by your honesty. Joy is the companion I send to hold your wrist while you walk through truth. You are not late. Listen, beloved, you are not late. You are right on the edge of the place where preparation ends and performance begins. You have rehearsed the lines in private long enough. The curtain you feared would never rise is about to lift, and the audience you imagined would mock you is actually a cloud of witnesses praying for you to keep going. Do not despise your trembling. Even my servants tremble when they stand where they have never stood. Tremble and step forward anyway. I am your steadiness. Michael, my captain, speaks with urgency because time is valuable tonight, not because I am fragile or flustered, but because obedience is a window and the wind is moving. He says, "Open now, because I have positioned a sequence you cannot afford to greet with indifference." I am not threatening.